Day 17 post-op. Here we are. No contacts in these bad boys. Hello, 감차친구들. Tomorrow I'm getting LASEK eye surgery in South Korea after almost 15 years of horrible eyesight. For me, I started needing glasses when I was 10 years old, and it was pretty mild nearsightedness at first, nothing too crazy, but over the years my eyes progressively got worse and worse to a point where I can no longer see without glasses or contacts. And I'm not really comfortable wearing glasses out in public because I don't know if you can tell, but it definitely distorts my face a pretty significant amount because of how strong my prescription is. So it's something that I struggle with confidence-wise. Even though I do like glasses a lot, I will never wear them in public, except for this week I have to, because a week before surgery, you are required to take out soft lenses. And I think for hard lenses, it's a couple weeks before surgery. So keep that in mind, that you do need to have a pair of glasses with you when you're going to Korea. Of course, South Korea also has one of the best healthcare systems in the world. So that was another factor in me deciding to do it while I'm living here. So it kind of just was a big convenient time. I'm able to do it, and I'm a little nervous, but there's no better time than now. For me personally, this isn't really about changing how I look or feel, and I don't mind contacts. I actually have grown to kind of like them, but it is kind of frustrating when you wake up and you can't see anything, and you also have to pack contacts in solution and things like that wherever you go. I've had them fall out and rip in my eye, which hurts really bad. And just kind of unpredictable things that you don't really expect, and so it's just really inconvenient sometimes to have them. And with this solution and being a good candidate for it, there's really no reason not to try. I also want to save money long term. Contacts are kind of one of those things that don't feel super expensive, and it's like an investment in yourself at the time. But when I looked back and realized how much I had spent already on them, it was kind of eye-opening, and it really adds up a lot. So one time out of pocket seems really worth it to me. It's not cheap by any means, but in the long run, it's gonna be a lot more cost-effective to have this done. I also thought that this was kind of a unique opportunity for me since I'm living in Korea right now. There are a lot of clinics in Seoul. I wanted to find a clinic that was trustworthy, had good reviews, was foreigner-friendly, and overall just had a good reputation and also a reasonable price. And so I looked at the app Gangnam, which is like a K-beauty and medical app that has all kinds of reviews and things. So whatever you're looking for, you can find on there. So highly recommend when you're looking for procedures and whatnot in Seoul. I wanted to have a doctor that I would understand, and so they are foreigner friendly, which was a big win for me. And they also have amazing reviews and are one of the top clinics. So I'm super excited to be visiting tomorrow. So tomorrow is the day. I'm a little nervous. I've only had a couple small surgeries, and this one is kind of life-changing after living with poor eyesight for so long. But I'm also super excited to see the quality of life change and if it is really worth it like people say that it is. I will vlog what I can in the doctor's office and for the actual surgery day, as well as post-op and recovery, because I'm going to take that pretty seriously since vision is pretty important to me and I don't want to goof that up. And so I'll be taking a break probably from posting until my eyes are healed, because I don't want to risk any complications or anything like that. I want my eyes to heal properly. But I'm super excited and hope that this can be helpful for some people out there like me who are interested in LASIK, and it's not a lot of info out there. So thanks for watching, and I'll be back with the results pretty soon. We're waiting. The initial plan was to do everything all in one day. The consultation, all of the eye exams, and then later on in the day, the procedure. So the morning that we arrived at Gangnam Tokyo Eye Clinic, I truly had no idea if I was going to end up eligible for the procedure.
Relax.
Or just be getting a lot of eye exams, or be referred to something else. I had no real expectations besides just going in and seeing what they were going to do for me. When we got there, we were a little early, and so we messed around with the blood pressure machine a little bit, and then they called us back, and it was just a series of testing. A lot of it is similar to what you would see at a regular clinic, and then there was some additional testing that was a little more thorough. There's Dan. Could be better.
Guys, don't be surprised.
My mascara.
You good?
Huh?
You're good.
You good?
Yeah.
가까이 보시고요.
Come closer.
올려주시고 이거는 이제 어두운 상태에서 촬영을 해야 돼서 이렇게 코를
It should be dark. So
Okay.
yeah.
이렇게 되면은 공공이 커지기 때문에 편 이상은 없어요.
되어 있으세요. 근데 다만 지금 537이고요. 오른쪽은 왼쪽
네.
같은 경우에는 537. 양은 다 동일해요.
네네.
500에서 550 사이가 해당 수정체 사이에다가 삽입을 하시는 게 여기 그 사이에 삽입을 하는 게 IC예요. 그래서 렌즈
Contacts,
Yeah.
like put in your eyes.
They brought us treats. So cute.
So cute.
At the first clinic, I was a little disappointed to hear that I was advised to not get the procedure because they were concerned that they were going to have to cut off too much of my cornea. And they did refer me to ICL, which is a similar procedure where they instead put a contact lens in your eye, and it's not as invasive, and the recovery is a lot easier than LASIK. However, I wasn't the most interested in that going in already, and so just hearing that, I wanted to kind of get a second opinion. So I ended up getting an appointment the next day to Bright Smile Eye Clinic in Gangnam. And it is, funnily enough, actually where my boyfriend got his LASIK done about 12 years ago. The next day we went in with similar expectations, just wanting to go in and see if this was a possibility for me, because
Is he working?
at this point I was kind of thinking it might not be, just because I do have a pretty bad prescription and I was already rejected, so it kind of got my hopes down a little bit, but I wanted to still be a little positive. And so we got there and they were incredibly kind getting us in, and they were really prompt with getting us through all the eye exams. It was really efficient and a lot more thorough than the first place, and I also had to do a few more exams, like a moisture check for my eye, just to make sure that they weren't dry. I found out that my cornea thickness is about 540 microliters.
Quite closer.
Which is actually above average, so I was happy to hear that I was in a pretty good spot. Hearing that made me feel a little bit of relief, knowing that my shape was good, my thickness was good, and that it was just a matter of if the machine could do it or not.
stay there.
So Tay actually got LASIK eye surgery as well at the same clinic as me about 12 years prior to my trip there. And so they were kind enough to give him a checkup to see how his eye health was doing. And they were happy to report his eyes are perfectly healthy. His prescription is great. And so it's held up for 12 years for him and he's had no issues. And he says he can still see as crystal clear as the day that he recovered from LASIK. And so at the second clinic, I was actually given the option to get a cornea strengthening procedure on top of the LASIK procedure, and I did end up going with that. So it cost about 300,000 won more. So the original LASIK cost was around 1.2 million, and after getting the cornea strengthening on top of that, it's about 1.5 million. So that's what I decided to go with personally, just because I wanted to do everything in my power that I could to protect my eyesight. So after going through a ton of meticulous exams again and then getting a consultation with the doctor, I decided to go with LASIK, and he told me that I would be eligible, my corneas were more than thick enough, and that they would leave me with a really safe margin left over. I believe it's around 410 micrometers left over after the procedure. You know what we can say.
Oh, it changed.
This.
My best
You're
friend.
coming home with me. Your best friend? What about Wilson?
Wilson's best friend.
I'm gonna tell Wilson. You guys go well together. One of you is coming home with me. Best one. You got a new brother.
Bear.
Rah.
Bear.
There's dinner. Oh, guys.
Hi.
Yummy.
It smells good. You gotta smell it first.
It smells so good. It's good? It's so good. Loaded hot dog. Bisayo! For 2 things and small fry. Coming soon. Before the operation, they actually gave Tay and I a coin to use the gotcha machine, and we ended up getting a cute capybara, which was like my little moral support animal through this recovery journey. It's a chicken. It's a catty.
Wait.
Cute. It'll be good for after surgery. I'll be like,
Yeah. Is it boo-boo? No. Just don't think about it. Yeah? In your mouth?
전 안 나와.
아, 네. 얼굴 다 가리기로 해가지고, 네.
Yeah, keep going.
혹시 한국말 하시는
거의 다.
아예
네.
하시거든요? 아, 그러면 중간에 혹시 어지러우시면 바로 말씀해 주셔야 돼요.
Tell her if you feel dizziness or something.
주먹 꽉 잡으시고
Hold your.
좀 따끔합니다. 따끔. 수술 끝나고 저희가 만들어 드릴 거고요.
네네.
그리고 요거는 하루 3번 쓰는 거예요.
아.
시간이 정해져 있진 않기 때문에
네네.
텀 두고 넣어주시면 되고요. 오늘 라섹 수술하시기 때문에
네.
약은 오늘 저녁부터 쓰실 거고 오늘은 저녁 자기 전 2번 쓰시고 내일부터 하루 3번 쓰시면 돼요. 안 되기 때문에 그냥 집에 계실 때만 냉장 보관하시면서
네.
하시고 위에 보실게요. 진통소염제랑 마취한약제 넣어드려요. 마취한약 들어갈 때 눈 시리고 좀 뻐근하세요? 눈 감고 설명 먼저 들어주세요.
Close your eyes.
수술 한 10분 정도 걸리실 거고요.
It's gonna take 10 minutes.
눈은 마취돼 있어서 통증은 없으세요?
It's paralyzed. So
이제
you're gonna be
기고
okay.
Like you've been
닫거나
closed 10 minutes? Or-
Yeah, it takes 10 minutes.
근데 이제 기고 닫거나 눈에 물을 뿌리는 과정에서 좀 시리고 눈에 닿는 감각은 나실 거예요.
Strangely enough, the most, I guess, disturbing part of this whole process wasn't the fact that I could see him cutting or like see his scalpel and things like that. It was that I could smell the laser cooking my skin or cooking my cornea. Whatever it cooks in your eye, I could smell it. And that smell was so distinct and truly off-putting.
Open your left eye. Your chin position is very important. So don't move your head. Fix your chin. Open. On the top of right. Okay, ready? I will count 3, Slowly. That's okay. Don't move. Thank you. Good. Thank you. Move downward. 네. 네. 아까 പറഞ്ഞ았습니다.
Take off your
진통소염제랑 마취하냐 드리고요.
painkiller.
지금 눈에 보호용 렌즈 착용하고 나오셨어요.
You got your contact?
눈색에 비비거나 만지지 마시고 인공눈물 수시로 잘 넣어주세요.
네.
이제 모자 벗을게요.
The protective glasses. They're not bad.
Yeah, expensive.
I like
I'll try it.
Let me know if they're protective or not.
It's good.
Ah, yeah. They look like normal glasses. Kind of stylish. Let's get our medication. Pretty much my personality the next 48 hours after surgery was darkness, a lot of eye drops, and quietly but also not so quietly suffering. So the surgery is 6 minutes, but the next 48 hours you're questioning those 6 minutes and all of those choices before then entirely. The recovery was incredibly difficult for a few days for me. It was kind of this intense pressure mixed with a stinging dry feeling, and it was just really unpleasant to deal with. I have no idea what I look like right now, or if this is even gonna make it in the video, because it's pretty rough. But yeah, it's been a rough like 36 hours or so. A lot of pain meds. They gave me some eye drops and stuff like that. So I've kind of just been resting, vegging out. Not much I can do because I can't see really well. It's pretty hard to open my eyes still. But Tay's been taking good care of me, and yeah, I think I'm optimistic that I'm over the hump now and the pain's gonna subside pretty soon. But it was a rough time for a little bit there, but we're on the other side, and now it's just waiting and healing, so yay. I never realized how much you probably rub your eyes, or at least want to, until you cannot do it. And it was the most inconvenient thing about this whole thing. I'm not someone really sensitive to pain. I have a pretty high pain tolerance as is. I've had kidney stones, I've torn ligaments in my feet and not really had issues, but this was a different kind of pain completely. I think it's the fact that they're itchy but also hurt and super dry, but you cannot touch them whatsoever. So you're just stuck sitting there with your eyes kind of swollen closed, just in pain. There's no other way to put it. And there was nothing you can do. You can't put a cold compress on it. You have to just sit in it for a couple days. So the first few nights, I did not get much sleep, even though I was pretty much in bed all day, just letting my eyes recover. The first 2 nights were the roughest for sure. So when it came to 1 week post-op, we had to go back to the clinic because they had protective lenses in my eye that they needed to take out. And honestly, this part was almost as, if not more, unpleasant than the actual procedure itself. They use tweezers to take the contact out of your eye, and after, me personally, my eyes felt so dry and itchy that I was immediately like, nope, I need eye drops right now. So we went down to the pharmacy floor that's at the clinic, and we got the eye drop prescription that I got for post-op, and I immediately used those, and it felt so much better, but it was so uncomfortable once they took the lenses out. And so I am now 17 days post LASIK, no contacts in these eyes, and I can see perfectly. The ball got moving pretty quickly after that he told me I was eligible for the surgery. They sent me to get a gene test that cost about $80 more. It was optional, but it lets you know if you have any rare genetic disorders that could cause further issues with the surgery, and I wanted to be extra safe, and it was worth it to me to spend that, but it was optional. So we did a genetic test and a few more tests, and then we had a couple hours to kill after meeting with the doctor, and so we went to Gangnam to explore a little bit and take the edge off before getting surgery. And when we came back to the clinic around 5 o'clock, my surgery was scheduled for 5:30. They were pretty quick to tell me to go wash my face in the bathroom. They provide toner and cleansing oil and things like that for you. And then I was taken to a back room where they drew a vial of blood to make plasma eye drops for the recovery process after surgery. Then they took me and Tay to a back room, had us take our shoes off, put a robe on and hair cap, so we looked like cafeteria ladies, and they put 3 rounds of paralyzing eye drops in my eyes. And honestly, the first round stung. It hurt pretty bad. But after that, I couldn't feel a thing, and my vision was completely blurry. I had my glasses off at this point. So raw vision, nothing, couldn't see anything. Sat there for about 10 minutes with my eyes closed to let the paralyzing drops sink in, and then it was go time. Nurse walked Tay and I into the operating room, and I just saw a big flat red bed with a machine on the end of it, and the doctors all preparing the supplies and whatnot for the surgery. It was a blur, so I couldn't tell you what the exact supplies were, but I can still feel my heart thumping so bad. I was so nervous. I wasn't even scared for the pain. I was just scared about looking at the laser and it being my responsibility to do. That was what terrified me the most. The doctor actually placed like a surgical adhesive paper over my face and covered everything except for my one eye at the time. So that helped make it a little bit easier too. And there was a couple really strange moments where I could see him doing stuff, but I have no idea, and I probably don't want to know what he was doing. I think he was like cutting my cornea or something, I don't know. And then there was a few times where he would just flush water at my eye, and that kind of was shocking, so I was like, what the heck? But I was still just staring at the laser, and it starts off as just a fine dot, and once he starts lasering your eye, it becomes kind of more like a kaleidoscope of colors. And so I was like, hopefully this is what's supposed to happen. He was giving me some cues and just counting down for me and things like that. I think at one point I remember watching the doctor place a contact lens onto my eye, so I could see the lens up until it hit my eye, but I couldn't feel it hit my eye. And it was the strangest thing because I could see him repositioning it. And not being able to feel that was such an out-of-body experience. I don't know how else to describe it. Being in the car on the way home from Gangnam, it's about an hour drive back to our place. It was when I could start feeling the medication, the paralyzing eye drops wear off. from my eyes, and it was starting to hurt pretty bad. Of course, I got my surgery done on a Thursday evening, so when we were leaving, it was in the middle of rush hour. So an hour drive, I think, ended up taking us like an hour and a half. So I was just sitting there in the car, just hoping to get home and lay down sooner than later. They give you a pair of UV sunglasses, and you have to take such good care of your eyes. UV rays are horrible for them at this stage when you're still really sensitive. I'm still really light sensitive, and if you turn on a light when I'm in the dark, it like hurts my eyes so bad right now. And I think that takes up to 6 months to kind of settle. But it's super important to wear the sunglasses anytime you go outside, no matter if it's cloudy, especially if you just want recovery to go well and faster. It's really important to take care of your eyes. It's almost a little bit bittersweet not having to wear contacts anymore. It's hard to explain, but just the fact that I don't have to get out of bed every night to go take them out before I go sleep, or put them on first thing in the morning before I can see anything, it's amazing. And it's just, I'm so thankful and grateful that I was able to do it, because I know that it almost wasn't possible if I had just gone to the one clinic. But I'm so glad that we went and got a second opinion, and they were nothing but great. Both clinics were truly so good. But I'm just so grateful for the doctor and modern technology, and my boyfriend for letting me know that that clinic existed and that he had a great experience there too. And so I'm glad that both of us have a really good track record with this clinic, and so obviously we both highly recommend it. Honestly, sitting here now, 2.5 weeks later, the pain from the 2 days after the surgery feel really insignificant due to the fact that I can simply see now. And it was worth it, and it's a short period of time, and then your recovery is exponentially faster after those first 2 days of the swelling, as long as you just really take care of your eyes and use those eye drops super diligently. So if you are someone who is considering LASIK eye surgery, or is in Korea or planning to come to Korea wanting to dip their toes in the medical world that's here, I highly encourage you get LASIK done if it's something that you are interested in here. It was a really great experience overall. The results have been amazing and life-changing, truly. If this video helped you at all in any way, shape, or form, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so that way I can continue making videos like this, whether it's travel, medical procedures, Korea life, navigating an international relationship, anything like that. See you in the next one. Annyeong!